Come on! Football!
All right, it's time to learn, kids. Time to go pull back the curtain, sit down, watch some film with two former NFL offensive linemen, Jeremiah Sirles and Alex Boone. I'm Phil Mackey. I played football in 8th grade, so I have a lot to offer too. And we're going to look at that. You guys have both been offensive linemen, reporting or not. You've been involved in plays like the one that I think took the football world by storm.
I have like 6 starts to my name as the heavy tight end. It's fantastic. Didn't actually start the game, but like the first play of the game was, hey, number 74, reported as an eligible receiver, baby.
Dude.
So yeah, no, I made a lot. I was that because I was the 6th guy for majority of my career. I was the guy that came in, backed up the guards and the tackles, center spots. Like I was always the heavy tight end. So I'm very familiar with the mechanics that's supposed to happen here.
Can I just say that when this whole play went down and we saw that he got called for illegal touching, you and I both knew exactly what he did wrong because we've had to go in there and talk. And this is the problem sometimes, and I'm going to say this. When you're out there in the game, you feel rushed at all times. Like because you see the clock's at 40 and you're like, hey, I got to move, right? And Jared did the right thing. He did the right thing by being like, go talk to him, right? And I thought it was awesome, and I don't know if anyone noticed this, but Panay Sewell went with him too. What you do is you create a scene, create a big scene, so nobody knows what's going on. Everybody walks over to the ref, and Skipper didn't even do it right because he's supposed to run over and say, I'm not reporting, he's reporting. So you physically have to tell him, but it looks like Skipper's reporting, right? It looks like he's going, I'm reporting. Like, see right here how these two guys are walking over. See, it's confusion right now. Why are both of the tackles walking over to Brad Allen? At the same time, Skipper's running in. And Skipper's supposed to catch him. See how Brad Allen's looking to the left? Skipper's supposed to be in this group of 2. And he's supposed to, right there, pause it. He should be with
Skipper right here.
He's late. He should be in there saying, I'm not reporting, 68 is reporting, because then the defense just sees 70 running in and they're like, oh, he's reporting. But really it's 68. See how he's trying to tell him I'm reporting, but he never rubs his chest either. And Brad Allen came out after the game and said 70 had been reporting. And so when I saw him running out, I just assumed. And that's why you have to go over and physically tell him. But this is another thing. Dan Campbell said in the pregame that he went over and talked to the refs about this. But then Brad Allen came out and said, I wasn't in that meeting. It's a lot of assumptions, and that's what the NFL can't be.
Whose fault is this first and foremost?
The
It's
refs.
Skipper. No, it's not.
No, I think it's the refs because I guarantee you that 68 said I'm reporting. But just like we feel rushed, you don't think that the refs are feeling rushed right now? They got the 2-point setup. Big time game plan, like game changing type play about to happen. The 40-second clock, getting the ball spotted. Like the ref is used to seeing, and I promise you that if Decker said I reported, then he reported. But I guarantee you Brad Allen looked to the left, saw 70, and he was like, why are these 2 idiots here in front of me talking? Like 70's reported. And then he announces it over the loudspeaker that 70 is the reported as an eligible receiver. Like Alex is right. The way that we did this in Buffalo is in 2018, we scored a touchdown on this play with Deion Dawkins against the Jets. And what we did is, as I ran out onto the field, Deion's job was to meet me over by the referee, right? We were to meet together, like Alex was saying. We meet at the referee. And when we get there, we don't make a big scene of like someone reporting. I go, hey, he's reporting. Deion goes, I'm reporting. As soon as we turned around to break from the refs, the team broke the huddle. Set, go. Because we already knew the play. Right, we didn't need to hear the play. We knew it was going to be on 1. So we break the huddle. So they're running up to the line as we're running up to the line, coming away from the official. So that as the official's announcing, hey, 73 report as an eligible receiver, the defense is trying to get lined up. They're not listening to the loud PA speaker.
Nobody's listening.
They're trying to be like, oh, shit, they're getting hurried up to the ball. They're lining up. Right, and then we get lined up. We run the play. Deion leaks out for a touchdown, scores. Right, like that's the mechanics in which we did this with. But I just think that Brad Allen didn't hear Taylor Decker, or maybe he did, and he's got a lot
Taylor
going on in
Decker's
his mind.
fault. You're in an away game. What do you expect? That's why when we were doing this with Giro and Harbaugh, they were big into make it a show, right? Boone, run in there like you're an idiot, like you don't know what's going on, and Staley, you'll physically walk him over to the ref and be like, hey, moron, I'm reporting. Get it? Like it would just, and then the defense would be like, oh, thank God that guy told him to report, right? And then Staley was always eligible. But at the same time, if you don't tell the ref, how the fuck is it the ref's fault? Oh, it's Brad Allen's fault.
Tell him. He told him.
He didn't. He literally must not have. If Taylor Decker would have look, he's telling him, go over and report. Now watch how fast this interaction is. And you tell me if you're the head ref in a loud stadium right now, what's going on. He sees Skipper coming. This is where he should have grabbed him and been like, no, I'm reporting. Me, 68. Make it fucking clear. And then you hear the ref over the loudspeaker say 70 has reported. So don't tell me nobody knew. Everybody knew. I'm at home and I almost knew. I knew exactly what happened right away. I was like, he clearly didn't make it loud enough. He didn't tell Brad loud enough.
I don't know. I'll agree to disagree with you there.
Does this play work if the defense knows 68 is reporting?
No. Because then everyone's staring at 68.
Because then everyone's going, that's different. Because everyone all week on the scouting report goes, 70's the heavy tight end. Yeah. Right? 70's the heavy tight end, like forever and always. So if all of a sudden you hear something different and they go, wait, why is 68 the eligible receiver? Like
go
something
back real quick. I didn't
different.
notice this.
Penny Sewell split out.
Yeah, look at the linebackers, and this is just another level of both those tackles have walked over to Brad. So if they do think anything is funky, there's Panay right there. So look at this dude covered him. He's looking at him like, wait a minute. He right now, well, technically, right. No, he's ineligible.
Yes, he's ineligible. He's ineligible because he's 58.
Yeah, well, yeah, he didn't report. But look at the guy across from him looking at him like, wait a minute, what's going on here? Here, play. He's going to line up and he's going to be like, dude, what's going on here? Look, what is this? What is this? Is this normal? See, this whole play wins if Decker actually reports because everybody's already focused on what's 58 doing. Like everyone's like, what's going on? Look how open he is. He's wide ass open. These plays work every single time.
Every time. They work every time.
You're never going to think the left tackle's reported randomly. What are you going to be?
But it sounds like you guys are saying that it works not as much because of like the structure of the play. It works because of the confusion you're trying to set up.
Yes.
With a
they think Panay's eligible. That's why 33 is like, wait a minute. Are we for sure this dude, right? Are you sure you want me to cover him? Even 14's like,
look, 14 gives him the thumbs
bro.
up. You got this, dude.
You got this, dude.
You better be able to cover this big fatty running across the middle.
Dude, as soon as he saw play action and Panay didn't go out, he was like, the God.
Dude, we had 2 fat guy touchdowns called back this weekend. Such bullshit.
It is bullshit. Don't get me wrong, I'm mad about that, but at the same time, report properly, damn it. You're pro.
Well, I'm going to keep poking at this because I love Dan Campbell, okay?
I do.
I'm going to preface by saying I love Dan Campbell.
Love
Who
him.
does?
But if you were to tell me, hey, like tell me at the beginning of the season, so the Lions are going to be a force and they're going to win the division and they're going to have like 11 wins on the season, but at some point late in a key game, late in the season, playoffs.
Don't do it, Mackey. Don't.
Chaos and confusion and emotion are going to hold the Lions back from winning a game at the end. I would say that sounds like a Dan Campbell team.
Don't stop now. You sound like a real Vikings fan, okay? I've told you this before. You live by the gun, you die by the gun, right? Like you know, if you start the season being risky as shit, you better finish
I'm all for risky. I'm not criticizing risk. I'm saying if you're going to run this, it needs to be meticulously planned and clearly communicated.
He said he did pregame. He said I went up to the refs and talked to them and explained to them what was going to happen. But the problem was Brad was not in that huddle. The one guy that you have to report to. They always say it when you go in. You
find
report
the white
to
hat.
Who?
Find the white hat.
White hat. Dan, you're talking to everybody with fucking striped hats. They're looking at you like, not even my concern.
That's my point. So if you're Dan Campbell, if this goes back to pregame and you're saying, all right, okay, everyone, here we go. You're slamming ventis from Starbucks and you're ready. We got this great play. We're going to unleash it. And the one most important guy that you need to be communicating with before the game isn't there. Isn't that kind of where this stems from?
No, because you wouldn't really tell him before the game. You would assume that 68 knows what he's doing. And you would say, hey, man, when you get in there, you have to make this believable and you have to report. Like, you're not going to Dan going, why didn't you find Brad? You're going to tell the officials what you're doing before the game.
Decker's a vet. He knows this. That's why I don't put as much blame on Decker. I truly believe Decker walked over there and went, I report. And Brad Allen in the moment saw 70, had seen 70 running in all game, and just went to like, it just like clicked, like, oh, 70's running in. And he just didn't like compute. Like and it happens. He's a human being.
Yeah,
like,
I agree it happens.
I get it. Like it happens. But I do think him doubling down afterwards and being like, nah, I didn't hear shit. Like that
but
for me is like,
not have. You're in an away stadium, dude.
I don't
know how
to
loud that
to
Dallas
Jay's point, earlier in the game, this is like first half. You'll see the Lions did run a play.
Yeah, all the time.
They bring Big
Dan in all the time.
Yep.
Big old Dan
Oh, yeah, they
Skipper.
love him, man. That's why it's not unusual for him to come running in.
But he came running in. I don't have the footage of him running in here because it cut off. But he comes running in. He reports, and maybe to your point about the referee, he's on. I saw a couple people on Twitter smarter than I am who also played in the league saying the referee might have been on autopilot. That
For
hey,
sure.
we
Well,
got it.
that's what I was saying about like this is a crucial moment in the game, right? Like this is a game-changing play, the 2-point conversion to win the game or not. Like he's got a lot of other shit on his mind, right? Like he's got a lot of other bits lined up. Where's the play clock? Where am I looking? Let's make sure everyone's going around. Like I am responsible. Here comes 70. Okay, just like it's been all game. Hey, 70's the reporting receiver. Like he for sure just clicked into like what he knew, and maybe he just completely Decker in one ear out the other, right? And to Boone's point, yeah, Decker needed to make it more clear, but I really do believe that Decker reported. Like I really do believe he walked over there and said, "I report." He just didn't make it clear enough, or he didn't grab Brad Allen's attention enough. But I guarantee you that Brad at one point heard that and had looked back and was like, man, he probably did say that. And for him to just sit there and like double down all week and be like, fuck it. Nope, he didn't say it. I heard what I heard. Like that's the part of me is like, dude, you can't just admit you made a mistake. Like it's okay.
Well, that might bring on a bigger problem though. If he all of a sudden admits that he made a mistake as the head ref in a massive game. Like you can't.
It happens,
but
Wasn't
you
he
can't
also
cause
the ref?
scrutiny. You know how this
the crew
is.
that blew the pass interference.
The Mahomes call,
Packers game?
yes,
Yeah.
yes, and they're somehow back on primetime this weekend. I don't know.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I think
they're doing the Sunday night game,
they're doing
right?
the Sunday night game this weekend, I believe.
But hey, to be honest, dude, like that's why I'm saying if the fault has to fall on anyone, it has to fall on Taylor. Like I get that you're saying Brad Allen was in a very stressful environment. It's very loud. At the same time, Taylor. Really report, like grab him and be like, no, it's not him, it's me. Like you have to let.
But
him
you
know.
also you can't make it that obvious because then the defense is going to know. Like it's a very cat and mouse game. It's a very cat and mouse game.
I know, but you see Penei Sewell in the fucking slot, and I'm like, okay, at this point, who cares what they see? They're going to see him standing up, and they're going to freak out for a minute. Like they're going to think, even if they see me saying anything, they're going to look at him in the slot and go, clearly he's reported. Like that's why I'm like, at some point. The blame has to fall on somebody. I can't really give it that much to Brad.
Yeah. So okay, so this happens,
I know.
right? And it's like we can dice up the pie chart of blame, whatever. But this happens, and then so now the Lions are at the 7. Then there is a penalty. So they go back to the 7-yard line, right? Or the 6 or whatever it was, 7-yard line.
7
with the 5-year penalty. And Dan Campbell says, "Screw it,
get out there.
We're going anyways, right?" And then there's a
Jumps
5-yard
offsides,
penalty the way.
Micah. Yep.
For a free play, and now they're at the 4. Now it's a third attempt. At any point in here, do you guys does a level head prevail for you guys and say, you know what, maybe it's just not our day to go for 2. Let's kick the extra point, take this thing to overtime, and see what happens? Or do you love Dan Campbell saying, no, screw it, I don't care if we're at the 30-yard line, we're throwing a ball into the end zone?
I mean, he's crazy. Did it surprise you? Did it surprise you? And that's the one thing that, as a player, you turn around and you go, hey, he's the same guy. In a stressful situation, in a chaotic situation, to win the game for the season, he's going to be the same fucking guy. To me, I'm cool with it. We're here. And at the same time, if I'm sitting here and going, no, we should kick the field goal and play for overtime, what kind of a pussy have I become? Literally, Dan Campbell is like, you have 2 yards to fight for your life. Go out there and kill everybody. And you're going to be like, let's kick the field goal and hope that overtime goes our way. Dude, that's why Dan's the man. So many fans are getting on him and oh, I can't believe it. It's okay, wishy-washy people. Tell me how your boss is at work. Is he nice to you one day and mean to you the next?
And listen, and I do love it. Part of me loves it. I also, I mean, we can agree, it was a decision made through emotion, not logic. And I think as these games ramp up and you're playing, it's playoffs and things aren't going to go your way, I do need most big decisions rooted in logic and clear thought than like, I'm mad about what happened. Let's double down.
I don't even think he was mad. I think he was just literally like, we're going for the win.
I think yeah, that's where
I love it.
He's like, we're here to win the game. We're not here to tie. Right? Like, because Boone's right. Anything can happen in overtime.
You don't want
right?
that.
Like you are in control of your own destiny in this moment. Like in this moment, you're like, hey, we will win or lose by what we do. Right. We can make this. We can do
know
this.
That. We know that out there.
We go to overtime. We kick the field goal. We go safe. We lose the 50-50 coin flip, and we give it back to Dak Prescott and CeeDee Lamb and Jake Ferguson. Like, who knows what's going to happen? Like our offense may never touch the field again. Like we control our own destiny, and so no, I'm all about it because that's who he is. That's who Dan Campbell is.
I just want to say, I don't like the play. I mean, dude.
I don't mind the play call. I don't mind the play call at all.
It should have been Laporta. I thought they should have thrown it to. They should have found a way to get it to.
Go back to the wide. Go back to the wide.
It's a follow route.
A beautiful screen here, actually.
It's basically it's just basically a follow route.
I mean, if this is a bad ball by Goff,
I agree.
At the end of the day, like this is a touchdown. This is bad execution by your quarterback because if he puts it right now on his outside shoulder and he doesn't have to come back up the field, it's a walk-in touchdown. Like it's a walk-in touchdown. The ball is late and it's poor ball placement. Right, like if it's other than that, this is a walk-in touchdown and everyone's singing Dan Campbell's praises. But this is just a lack of execution by 16. I love the rub routes, I love the pick routes and everything. I mean, maybe just switch like Boone said. Maybe you switch Laporta and 82 and have Laporta running this route. But I guarantee you, he draws more attention, which is why this route is as open as it is.
No, I agree. But I'm just saying, like the one live or die by the tight end, dude. Throw it to your boy. I mean, it was so sad though because they were so damn close. Had he put that money on point, and you know how I just wanted to see the Lions win, man. I was at a party, and it was like a taco bar party, and I was going crazy.
Wait! You were at a taco bar party?
You better believe it. And everyone's like, can you believe he's going for it again? I was like, fuck yeah, dude. Let's go, dude. Let's get it.
He's shredded beef, tomatoes, salsa.
Give me all the lettuce. No, I'm serious. In the moment in that game, when the third time's happening, you as an O lineman, you're probably like, okay, here comes the field goal unit. But when he sends out like a different receiving package, you're like, let's fucking go. We're here to win. Like it's I can't tell you how powerful it is when the coach is like, I trust you guys to do this. And when he doesn't do that, how down the offense becomes or how much it kills your team. Because you're like, this guy has no faith in us. What the hell am I doing? Why are we even out here? When you go for it like that, that to me is like a coach. It's like, I'm all in on my team. I trust you guys. I believe in you guys. No matter what happens, we're going to live and die by this sword. We're going to have fun doing it. Like, yeah, we lose and it sucks, but at the same time, that's what football is, dude. Like you have to go out there and at times be like, hey, I'm really just going to put it on you guys. I can't conservatively win this game for us. I need you guys to go kick some teeth in. When you don't do it, it sucks. And I'm sure that Dan was pissed.
It looks like Lions-Rams is shaping up in the first round.
Dude.
How far can the Lions go in the playoffs?
I think they can make it all the way to the NFC. I think they can make it all the way to the NFC Championship. I really do. I really do. Now, I mean, Matthew Stafford's coming into the house that Matthew built, and he's playing red hot right now. I mean, that's going to be a hell of a first round. But, yeah, I think the Lions are talented enough on offense. The defense is going to be the one that carries them or doesn't. The defense for me is at times they look great. At times they're extremely suspect. Their inconsistency will be the either demise or the rise of the Detroit Lions in the playoffs.
And I agree with you because if you look at the last game, dude, CeeDee Lamb, what he did to them, and then you talk about the Rams and what they have, and you're
even the week before when they played the Vikings, like Jefferson, Addison, like they were running open. We just didn't have, as a Viking, like a trigger man to get him the ball consistently, right? So like that's 2 weeks in a row now. There's been some receivers running around open. You start talking about Puka Nacua and Cooper Kupp and Tyler Higbee, and it's like, like that can always get a little nervous there. And Stafford,
little Chris Collinsworth in your voice there.
I mean, but talk about a storyline, right? Matthew Stafford coming into the first ever Detroit home playoff since like the 60s.
It's
like,
fitting, man.
It's
awesome.
such like the script writers did a nice job on that one. That was a nice little sprinkle in there at the end. Nice twist.
It's amazing because that trade, it was obviously it worked for the Rams because they got the final piece to a Super Bowl puzzle, and but it was kind of thought that okay, Jared Goff is we got to take back some salary here, and he'll just be here for a minute, and he has worked out offensively for the Lions. So I mean, it's worked out really well for both teams. I think.
I agree.
Yeah. So all right, there you go. There's your film breakdown.
Film breakdown.
Lions 2-point chaos and
Brad
a
Allen.
matchup.
Report properly.
Brad Allen screwed it up.
Taking away O-line glory. Unbelievable.
If you're a Lions fan and you enjoyed this film breakdown and some of the other Lions film breakdowns we've done in recent weeks here, please click the like button and the subscribe button on the O-Line Committee YouTube channel, and we'll catch you for the next film review.